Hey, did you hear what they said?
No? What did they say?
Ooh, it was something else, eh? Something to think about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's hard.
They don't want to go home and say, Johnny, the reason why you didn't get a medal or a trophy is because you frot, my boy.
Sy speel swak.
Yeah,
But that's the thing.
So
We
that's
are
what
not
this-
teaching our children to be
You're
honest.
gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt your child.
No.
Jy moet luister aan.
No, this is the thing that irks me. Hello there. This is Oh Is It? My name is Nins. And I'm joined by
Sister,
and the very handsome
Stunning.
beautiful.
Mooi.
Mr. Bennett.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Ja. En ander klap en alles streams en sulke goed is success.
Yeah, I was gonna bring like a sprinkle.
Ja, wel lekker.
bezigheid.
Dat maak je ding wat altyd maar poep, dan maak Yes.
So,
Ja, hy sê poepesella.
Wow! On today's episode, we are going to be talking about modern day parenting versus old school parenting and the problem with today's children versus
The
us
problem
now.
with that time children.
you know what I'm saying? All the problem with someone.
Dinosaur children.
the Jan van Riebeeck children.
It was very much different. We used to go shoot with our bow and arrows. And yeah.
But let's dive straight into it. So, we always hear this buzzword nowadays called gentle parenting. You see the end result of gentle parenting. You have children that are unruly. You have children that are undisciplined. You have children that think that they can tell their parents what to do instead of the parents being the bosses in their own home. Whereas on the flip side of that is you have real disciplinarians, like where you used to get hit with a belt or hit with a shoe. There was corporal punishment at school. We turned out quite okay.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you can't raise your children that way, but you do need to implement some of those old school methods.
Yeah. Look, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm a fan
Moet
of
nou net nie
old
weer self
school.
tronk toe praat.
Yeah,
nie.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
dis
so-
swak en twaalf.
yeah. Like, so I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the old school thing, but what always sticks in my mind when it comes to parenting is you're not raising your kid for your own. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because that child needs to go out in the world,
Correct.
needs to respect elders,
Correct.
their colleagues, their teammates, themselves. You know, there has to be discipline in
Yes.
whatever shape or form. It doesn't have to be army or
No.
military,
No.
but there has to be a distinct line drawn in the sand to go.
Yes.
Manners need to be implemented here.
Manners for me take you a long way.
Yeah.
I've always believed that whether you come from the old school or the new school, manners take you very far. A simple word like please, thank you, may I instead of I want makes a huge difference to the tone of a conversation, whether the kid is 5 or 45.
Correct.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those few basic things make a huge difference down the road.
Yeah, because
I feel.
I mean, on your point there, it's also you can be very firm and opinionated, but it still needs to be done in a respectable manner. If you do it in a respectable manner, people will tend to listen to you.
Correct.
You know, but if you're
Correct.
gonna come with that rudeness, even though that you're right,
Yes. No one's going to
Dis
Nobody's
listen.
gonna-
walgelijk. Sy sê
it's
walgelijk.
gonna go like,
Exactly.
okay, yes, Mr. Bennett was right, but he was just rude.
Hy's 'n
Yes.
walglike
they,
mens.
they just looked past of you actually being right on the topic being spoken, but because of your manner in which you did it, and also sometimes parents also teach children to be opinionated, but also watch them being rude.
Yes.
So that in maybe in the family gathering where there is kids, or sometimes even no kids,
Yes.
and their kid is the only kid there,
in the adult company.
in an adult conversation. I mean, it's that old thing where I used to go with my parents say, you're not counting teeth,
Ja,
yeah?
ja, wie se tande tel
Wie se-
so.
Yes.
exact-
Gat speel buite. Gat,
Exactly. But now it's like this
It's okay.
free for all. You know, kids are sitting in the same room as parents and then they're chiming in, you know?
Now, the thing is, children are allowed to have a voice. This is what I believe
Yes.
from having children of my own. I didn't want to repeat some of the same cycles. But in allowing the children a voice, you also have to channel it properly. Because if you don't channel it properly, and I feel like a large percentage of modern day parents don't understand that delicate balancing
Because they
act.
want to become the child's friend.
Friend,
Yeah.
you see.
Daai is waar dit in.
Yeah. And the problem with that is Mr. Bennett, it's like a fishing rod. You let it go, you let it go, you let it go. The further it gets away from you,
Yeah.
the more difficult it is to reel it back
in.
Reel
Exactly.
it back. And then you gotta go, oh my goodness. You know? How now it's a massive problem because now it's just going
Haywire.
Haywire all
you know?
over.
You know? And it's not just only in your household. Your child goes to their friends.
Yes.
And they're going, it's because I seen it with my child's friends. You look at that kid, you
look
going,
at the parents.
where do you come from? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, how's your parents if you like this in my house?
And it's never your parents. Did your mother not raise you properly? It's never the father involved. It's always the mother. The mother is always the one that gets
But
coated
but
with that brush.
but I mean,
Die ma moet dit vat. Sy
yeah,
moet-
she
ja,
has to. She
I mean,
has to. Come on, I
She
mean.
breastfeed.
Yes, she brought the child into
Yes,
the world.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because when we as men,
Yes,
I guess
because
that's-
as ons skel as man en vrou,
Ja, dis-
sê, wie sê dit is hy?
They-
My kind
make
man.
it, I brought him out
Yeah,
into
in
the
the
world.
world, yes.
I breastfed him.
Yes.
And where were
Yes.
you, your lace cut?
Yeah.
Where were you?
You were
didn't-
only working 9 to 7 hours.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's right to be everything. Vat die hele ding, man.
Vat dit sy
So
wille
wat vat die doggy bag ook? Of parenting.
Vat die eerste met sy kind op.
Vat sommer my loskin uit. Also.
Ja, in fact, daar's nog 2 preters.
But parenting in this day and age is actually way more difficult when you think about it.
Yes.
Because there's things like technology, there's smartphones. Children have smartphones at younger ages.
Distractions.
Yeah.
They don't get taught how to be street smart because their face is like this all the time,
Yeah.
buried in one device or another. They don't know how to cross the street, which is a basic thing that used to get taught children in primary school already. Look left, look right, look both ways, and then cross. And you only need to cross at the zebra crossing. Or other things like, what were we saying earlier?
Discipline and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think coming, especially with the technology now. I mean, it's that fine balance once again between screen time and how much that you allow your child online or phone or gaming or whatever. But I always think is that you have to give your child some sort of access to those things because that's what the children are into. You know, you
Yes.
don't want them to go to school and go, What's
that?
a tablet? You know, what's a game? And then they look a bit slightly like,
No, my
In the-
jury is a little bit out on that one still.
okay.
And I'll tell you why I say so. Because research has been done, right, in the medical field where they have found that teenagers nowadays have an what is the word I'm looking for now? An overdeveloped frontal lobe because of all the exposure to the blue light of a screen, right? When you consider that a child's brain or a person's brain is only fully developed between the ages of 23 and 25, an overdeveloped frontal lobe before that age is a problem. Because now the whole makeup of their brain is different to what it's supposed to be.
yeah.
So when you look at the medical facts of it, you as a parent need to take control in your own home and you need to say, okay, but I'm not that child's mother. I'm your mother. And what I'm doing is for your benefit. I had 3 kids there's only one of them living at home with me at the moment. And says, by die ouderdom, hulle dink hulle weet alles. Ha! But anyway, so it's a very delicate balancing act with bridging between technology and trying to teach them the ways of the world so that they can look out for themselves and be functioning people in society when they leave home one day.
Yeah. The thing is, there's that old phrase, and I think most parents think this way. They're going, I want to give my child a better life than what I got.
All parents want
All
that.
parents want that, right? But if you think about it, you're setting the bar higher and higher and higher, and you're giving children access to more and more and more. Is there going to be a limit to wanting the better? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
bad thing because you're setting yourself up for failure
Yeah.
as a parent.
Yeah.
I also have a question, just op David and
Yeah.
see it van, I want to give you a better life, right? What made your life so bad?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
What made it so bad? It comes down to that same thing I asked you earlier on about the equality thing.
Yes.
Equality for
who?
yeah.
Where?
Yes. So if you do your self-assessment and you look at how you were brought up and raised, maybe it wasn't a bad thing after all.
Exactly.
So it's like
you
maybe
are street smart.
street smart.
You are intelligent. You went to that wiskunde klas wat ze nie gelike het nie.
Yeah. You respected elders. You respected your peers. It's like maybe that's how it's fine to be there. Not there.
So why not
there.
teach that bit?
Still,
And the flip
Jerry,
side,
you know what I'm saying?
You can teach
and,
that.
Yeah.
and the flip side of it also is why I say you're setting yourself up for failure as a parent. Life happens to everyone. You'll get a situation where you cannot maintain that standard anymore through whatever circumstance it is that happens in your life.
Yeah, that is
Now
true.
you've given your kid a certain standard of living that they now expect. You lose your job, for example, or your wife becomes seriously injured. And
You need to downscale. You need to
downsize
So-
majorly.
So John goes to the private school.
Now
he
must go to public school.
Yeah.
That's one adjustment. No more allowance. No more fancy lunches. You have to have peanut butter and jam on your bread.
Yeah.
All those changes, children don't know how to deal with because of that adage that comes, we want to give our children better than what we had. But we are actually setting ourselves up for failure.
Yeah, because I mean, if I think about it now, I mean, like I'm my son's Uber because wherever he needs to go, no, daddy takes me.
Yes.
You know, take, fetch, drop.
No,
boom,
or
boom,
how
boom, boom,
about they
boom.
make dates without consulting you first? Oh, no, my daddy will bring me.
yeah.
No.
You know, so it's just that they like you were saying, that expectation.
Yes.
Because you gave that to them.
Correct.
And it's also no fault of theirs because they're going, but the minute
It's
I
normal.
opened my eyes, it was normal.
Correct.
You know, I used to have the luxuries and stuff like that, and it was there, and now it's like, hey, it's a bit strange. You know, it's a bit strange. But then again,
And then they want to throw tantrums.
yeah. But then also again, it comes down to the raising of your child. You also got to teach them
Yes.
about life. That life has those ups and downs. You know,
Yes.
and
And
those
they
challenges.
must value
yes.
those things when they have
when
it.
they have it.
Correct.
You know? And so because they themselves, when they adults, will be faced with the same sort of stumbling blocks and hurdles that they need to overcome.
But let's look at cell phones, for example. Okay, cell phones, that's a big thing in any kid's life nowadays because that's what technology is advancing. So now you have a scenario in certain homes where a kid gets a cell phone, brand new cell phone at the age of 10, for example, right? Drops the phone, mommy or daddy gets another one. Breaks the next one, get a new one, another new one. And that happens for about 3 or 4, 5 devices. And that kid kind of builds that expectation, right? In another home again, the kid will get a hand-me-down phone for maybe 3 or 4 devices.
Or swatsuit.
Now, depending on how well they've cared for it, only after the 4th device will the parents say, okay, you have earned a brand new device.
Because you've looked
You've
after
looked-
it.
Yeah. You see?
There has to be that sort of the responsibility for something. Whether it's even like a pet. This is my whole thing about, even when it comes to pets,
Yes.
is that the children want the pet,
But the
but
parents...
they don't want to take care of it. So now, same with the phones, like you were saying. Give them a device, they don't want to look after it. You have to look after it if you want to continue to have it.
Correct. Correct. And I think a lot of parents, modern day parents, I will say, modern day parents, don't know how to navigate that very fine line.
Because a lot of modern parents wasn't born in that time when we were disciplined in that way. So the children, a lot of the children that we're talking about now, the modern day children, they having children now.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here. Don't you think sometimes when it comes to parenting, it's a form of rebellion against their parents? Going,
Yes.
you know, because
Sometimes.
I did this and I don't like the way mommy and
Yes,
daddy
it
raised me.
is.
Do you know what? My children,
Are going to be
my
I'm gonna
rules.
do that.
My rules. And ma and pa, you got no input there.
Yes.
You know, so then it's the mommy and her parents that is like
Doing
sê nie
battle
vir
with
my
each
nie.
other.
But who's getting the short end of the stick? The child, the grandchild.
Yes.
You know,
That's the collateral damage, unfortunately.
correct. You know, sometimes it goes that route, and then another side of it is, as parents, are you open for someone else to discipline your child?
Absolutely.
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 Maar net die hand neerlê nie.
No.
Nie
Yes.
hand neerlê.
If you need that kind of discipline, you come talk to me.
Yes.
But I don't have an issue with anybody
Yes.
telling my kid that my kid was rude.
If he was out of place, out of place. Yes.
Absolutely.
I agree. I
Correct.
agree. It's like, you know, there's the blessing that we had when we were
Were growing up,
teenagers and growing up was, at the time we didn't look at it as at a blessing. It was a blessing at the time. But now that you've grown up and you've got your own children and you think back, you go, wow, that actually helped.
Yeah.
It's like, they vang stront dan by die school. You get detention or you get whipped, right? No bel die teacher, your mommy, says, look here, Christian did this, that, and that, and that, and I whipped him. And then my mother would go, net 10 hour, wag tot ek by die school kom nou.
Yes.
So now my mom was
exactly.
gonna come to, she's coming to that school, and
Yeah.
you know for a fact she's not gonna care about this 1,000 children around me.
Yes.
She's gonna verdala me.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
she comes to the school and have this conversation with the teacher. So it's not a
No. Yes, you do.
But I'm just saying, daar was altyd daai understanding tussen teachers en the parent. You know, your child is dat. So die teacher hoef nie te gaan of bang te wees die ouwe kon na skool toe nie.
Yes.
Oh, wat gaan die ouwe nou kind se pad te vat en wat not. So, en as jy daarvan af gaan, fun fact, waar is die cameras ek op? As ek hier op. Fun fact, teacher die ons laat, mami ons laat, nou kom hy favorite line, wacht tot jou paai die week het kom. Twyfel, die aarde moet jou insul. Nou is er nog 'n ouma en 'n oupa ook. Wow, dan gaat ook nog 'n stukkie kwaad.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Die hele family tree so
Yes,
jou uit.
but it has to be like that because it's setting a tone of you were wrong.
Correct.
You were wrong. As in,
Correct.
there is no gray area. It was somebody was disrespectful, whether it was the teacher or the student.
But you can apply it also to winning and losing as well.
Yeah.
Because today's day and age, everybody gets a trophy for participating.
Oh,
No, guys.
my goodness.
No.
nah.
We are
no,
not
nah.
doing our
Back in the-
children
Jy
a
kry nie 'n
service.
medal
Back
vir
in
last.
the day,
No.
sy het verloor. Jou mond.
Exactly.
Katrin.
We are teaching our children that getting up every day and showing up every day is worthy of an award. No, it's not worthy of an award at
Sy
all.
moet werk.
You
vir die
need to
award.
work.
Correct.
You
correct.
need to earn
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
recognition.
Yeah.
You need to earn that bonus. You need to earn that long service award. You've got to work. You know,
Any
just
bonuses is
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, we didn't know that part of it.
Maar ons is eintlik hy kinders wat so varkerig is.
Like what is the auntie talking about here?
Nee, maar as jy gaan met my kykie.
Kyk maar jy bonus.
Weet jy wat jy maar sê? Die mense sien ze hoor, almal hoor dit. Ba, wat sê die lui? Nou wat het kan nou gemaak?
as for later.
Ja, so wat ze gaan doen.
Exactly. But you see, that is the thing, man. There's so many things that have evolved with parenting over the generations that some of those old ways still hold for modern day
Water.
parents.
Yes, but
But that, like the participation and the discipline thing, that is out the window.
but also parents must also come to face facts. As your kind, if your child's not academically
Inclined.
Moenie vir hom sê gaan 'n dokter moet word.
exactly,
Why?
Exactly.
face facts.
That-
Your
that's the
child
thing.
is never gonna be a 100-meter
It's
sprinter.
just your failure that you're trying to implement here in your
However,
child now.
exactly.
Lost the
I'll-
judgment.
So
So-
spot their strengths
You know.
and celebrate that. But
Yes.
if they're not going to be that soccer player, don't force
Yeah.
and buy them their own medal.
Maybe
there.
the child is great at playing chess. He's a chess champion, but you don't want to believe that as a
As a
parent.
sport for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That is too. That is for
That's for nerds.
Nerds.
yes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So nou sit hy daai kind in die rugby team.
Yeah.
Nou voel hy breek sy nek, sy skouers, sy die, sy daai, sy alles, dan daar kom die medical uit en die scamming en weer qua reg weer in. So yes, as haar verloot net die trein of tot wat ek nou gesê het van die
Choo choo.
No ticket. You got no ticket. Contacte.
How
Yeah,
is
so-
it?
Yeah.
So daai kind is 'n chess grandmaster. Can be a grandmaster within that field. But sy besluit daai kind moet rugby speel. Nou kry hy kan hy participation trophy. Daai hele rugby span gaan daai kind mok. Hulle gaan daai kind boelie en daai is waar
Correct.
alles daai inkom because sy stupid, sy kan nie dit doen, sy kan nie daai doen nie, but niemand het al vir hom gesien chess speel nie.
Yeah, but also that I think also as parents, as the modern parent, they also don't want to deal with that part
Because
of
it's
the
hard.
yes.
Because
they don't
it's
want
hard.
to. They don't want to go home and say, Johnny, the reason why you didn't get a medal or a trophy is because you frot, my boy.
Sy speel swak.
Yeah,
But that's the thing.
So
we
that's
are
what
not
this-
teaching our children to be
Since
honest.
You're gonna hurt,
Yeah.
you're
Teaching
gonna
them-
hurt your child.
No.
Jy moet luister man.
No, this is the thing that irks me about it, is that we as parents, we set our own children up for failure. Because like you said with the academics, yes, your child may not be academically minded. However, there is a minimum requirement for some type of tertiary education.
Yes.
They need to, at the very least, have a bachelor's pass.
Correct.
Right. So, for me, for example, if my child wasn't academically minded, I would say, okay, you are not necessarily academically minded, but there's a minimum requirement for you to get into college.
Yeah.
So I expect that at the very
It's
least.
correct.
I don't
You
expect
have to hit the books.
distinctions,
You have to study. You've
but
got
you
to
have
put in
to
the
give
work.
me that bachelor's pass.
yeah.
Otherwise,
But now here's the thing. That could have been so much easier. We don't even have to ask your child for that bachelor's. If it's something that he loves, like the chess.
Yes.
If he needed to get 80 marks to be able to play chess.
He would do it.
Exactly.
Correct. But
so
now that,
he would focus, he would put all of that in there because it's for him.
But
It's
now
what
you
he
see
really
that's-
loves.
Because
Exactly.
you will see that if he picks up or she picks up a sport that they love, like you're saying, like the chess, all you got to do as a parent is going,
Support.
John, do you know how much practice you put in chess? Boy, all you got to do is put it in your schoolwork now. They will then go,
Strategize it. Yeah.
okay, so if I put more time and effort in my schoolwork like I do chess, I can get good marks, good grades, lekker.
And I
Now
can still play
understand.
chess.
And I can still play chess.
And my mom is not worried that I'm playing chess. She loves that I'm playing chess.
correct.
That brings a different outlook on life for
So
that
they will
child.
step up.
Yes.
They will step up when they know that they might lose something
I
that
was
they
one of
really,
those children.
really, really love. You
But
know?
that is the thing with us as modern day parents. I think we make the mistake of allowing the child to have too much free reign in your home. And what I mean by that is we, on the topic, what were you saying earlier about the...
Train,
Yeah, that's
No
train,
ticket
no
with the
ticket.
conductor. The conductor. Choo, choo, choo. Nuts in die brein. en-
Net en die brein. Weg, daar gaan die trein. Daar gaan die... Weet je hoe... That's because haar is af, sy is nou aerodynamic.
Die trein het reg oor haar kop gehad.
Trein het geglij.
Ja.
No, I still forgot what I wanted to say.
But the thing is now also maybe the train will come back and make a U-turn.
I think so.
But what also is that sometimes also kids take you for a pop.
Yes.
When they want to try all the sports under the sun, then you buy the yellow
Die
outfit.
Hulle ewe dit.
Yeah, it's like, Daddy, I'm not
That's
into
not for
cricket.
me, yeah.
But
yeah.
you spend 5,000 rand on the kit.
Look
But
here,
that's
and
also one thing
sports
to
kit is
do.
expensive, eh? It
That's also
doesn't
one
matter
thing.
what age.
So it's also again coming back to the parenting about teaching your kid that if you're going to commit to
You
something,
need to stick to it.
choose a sport or a hobby or chess or whatever, and stick to it and give it at least enough time to see if you
If you-
like it.
At
Yeah.
least
Love
1
it.
year, yes.
Yeah.
At least 1 year.
Same instance, you can take that even up a notch, where you go, same scenario, but just, you know that...
Oh, there's the train.
first... No,
Okay, the train back.
The train is
Los die trein nou.
No, pak hem.
Hou die trein, hou die trein, hou die trein. Hou hom. Wind hom op.
Maak het of pak het. Kijk, but you can take that even up a notch, where the kry highlight is wat sy ouers gejaald het.
Yes.
Right? So he's gonna study now, he's gonna get his MBA in whatever.
Ja.
Nou die eerste jaar gaat verby, is like, dis nie vir my nie, let me try accounting die jaar. En nou, sy het nou al 4 eerstejaars agter jou naam.
Yes.
En sy het
But
nog al-
nothing is finished.
Exactly.
But also,
But-
go to the train. Then
Train.
Yes,
I'm
the
gonna
train.
keep that train.
Discipline for parents is hard. It's easier for them to let the child believe that they can do something when they are not really very good at it because it's hard for them to discipline. And what parents don't understand is discipline starts from the day that kid comes home from that hospital. The first part of discipline that you teach your kid is how to sleep at night and how to be awake during the day. Dis harde
Nope.
werk.
First
Yes.
thing is how to latch.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
after that, man.
I'm-
Then the other thing,
I'm still struggling with that.
Because
most guys are.
Because you've got thin lips. Like it.
Okay. So we need to just have concluding thoughts here. So modern day parenting, not easy.
Yes.
How do we balance? We need to learn how to balance between old school methods versus new school methods so that we don't send a bunch of delinquents out into society, and that is hard.
The thing is now is that also we have to understand and have to acknowledge that even that military feel that some parents do,
Yes.
there is some good in it.
There is a
Absolutely.
lot
Saying-
of good in it.
You know,
Absolutely.
So you got to take a little bit of all the baskets to put into your basket.
Because there's no textbook for it.
Correct.
There's no guidebook.
You know, because every individual and every child is different. So you got to understand, number one, know your child. Know their strengths, know their weakness, know what's going on in their brain, and talk to them.
That's
Talk
the
to your
thing.
child.
That is the thing.
Let them sit down and
Parents
have that
don't
open
want
door
to
policy.
communicate with their
You know,
children.
if you're finding difficulty in something, say, speak to mommy, speak to daddy. Don't be like, oh no, I wonder what they're gonna say, and I'm very fearful. No, it's not gonna solve the
Don't
problem.
you be so involved in your phone that they don't want to come and talk to you and
Correct.
have an
Yes,
actual
correct.
face-to-face
Correct.
conversation.
And sorry, before that train leaves my thought, when you mentioned earlier on about 4 first years at
Behind
the back
the
of
name, yeah.
behind the name. Also, parents also don't smack the embarrassment. They will let the child stay 10 years in your university. with
Doing
10
first year of I don't know how many things.
But they can go to their friends and family knowing, no man, Mr.
studying.
Bennett's studying. You know he's studying.
Now, 10 years.
10
No.
years, but actually got nothing.
No.
To
10
show.
first years. You
got
know,
nothing
it's
to
more
show
of
for it.
embarrassment because they're going, do you know what? They haven't come to realize that the child is not maybe an
So they
academic.
will enable that behavior
Correct.
to save face.
Mos. En iets wat ek wil daarop wil add is die projection van ouers wat hulle not they failed dreams. I don't want to put it that way, but they didn't make it, but now they want this child to be that. For instance, I'm an actor, right? My daughter's been in Soapy since she was a month old, right? So there was a reason why I stopped it when she turned around 3 there, because I just felt like she needs to be a kid. She needs to be a child. So if that's the only thing she's gonna know within the industry, she gets treated like this and alles op 'n pedestal and you've got the
Dan- dan
dressing
jy-
room. So everything in
Dit
her
moet so
life
wees by die huis.
exactly. Not even at home, like life. That's life. Everything is beautiful and moonshine and roses and whatnot. And you get that. And that's waar I discipline ook inkom nou. Because nou raak hulle prima donnas.
Yes.
Ja.
So now, bring vir my die. And then I went, wait.
No.
I'm going to create a monster here
Mm-hmm.
in terms of that. So when she's grown and she can decide, Daddy, I did that. So she can see it on a YouTube, on a TV, and then look at her and go, maybe I want to go back into it.
Yeah.
But it needs to be your decision. You need to think about it because it's your life that you're busy weaving here now. So
Correct.
I can't go because I'm an actor. No, she needs an agent. She's gonna go into this movie, into that, into this. No, like my son, for instance. Ek het weer gedink, my son is gonna be the actor. He is accents. He's brilliant in it, but he loves cars. I don't know nothing about cars, but he loves cars. So, but I can't go now because you love cars. Daddy don't know anything about cars. You must learn monologues.
Yes, yeah.
Do monologues.
It's about dad going,
Why can't I go read a book on an alternator and come back to him and say, I know something about alternator?
yeah,
Then he's going to be impressed. Oh, my dad
There
is
is
showing interest in
Interest
something
in what
that
I
love.
enjoy.
Correct.
Exactly.
So I do the same thing even with the games. My daughter loves ek weet jy wat ek kan sê, Call of Duty. She loves Call of Duty and she loves this, she loves. And then I found maybe I like it also. So I started with her and it became a thing now
Yeah.
between myself and my daughter where I can go, I'm gonna kick your butt. And she would go,
please,
amateur.
please, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amateur.
Yeah.
Did you see my new stuff that I got? So it becomes that. And
Yeah.
now there's a mutual interest in something that you both love. And that's the thing that can actually save you from being distant from your child,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
to say.
Find what is
Yeah,
the common
yeah.
thread.
And I think my final thought is, like on Mr. Bennett's thing, is be present
Present.
Yes.
in your child's life.
Yes.
That's the moment that they will start listening to you
Yes.
and actually take you serious because they're going, do you know what? My dad's actually interested in who I am, what I'm about, my goals and dreams, and not their own.
And it's not necessarily the quantity of time, it's more got to do with the quality of the time.
Copy
And
that.
that is it for Oh Is It Today. Last but not least, word of the day.
Auntie.
And Mr. Bennett.
Climax.
And that's it. We'll be back next week.